Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon is the third game with the name Tainted Grail, after a deck builder, which I already reviewed, and a board game, which I kickstarted like half a decade ago. It's an open-world Bethesda-style RPG with an emphasis on exploration, story, and plenty of grim dark. Camelot, that's with a K like Mortal Kombat, has fallen, with a ghastly fog called the Weird, with a Y, settling over the land at nightfall and threatening to turn everybody into monsters. Upon escaping a Red Death asylum, you are possessed by the soul of King Arthur, who failed to save the land, and whose round table knights are all tyrants. He wants you to bring his soul together to try and save Camelot, though others may wish to end Arthur's failed cycle once and for all. The world and premise are frankly much more interesting than the actual story. Seeing classic Arthurian legends being twisted and corrupt is fun, but the story itself is just enough. Gameplay-wise, this isn't Elder Scrolls Light. You have 3 maps to explore, each with hidden dungeons, tons of quests, monsters to kill, and secrets to uncover. You can either do main quests or just wander around to make your own fun, and there's a bunch of side quests to do as well. Added bonus, if you go out at night, everything gets harder, but adds randomized loot to acquire should you be brave. Combat is a similar first-person affair, though Grail adds some fantastic improvements. You have a dedicated dodge button, which makes melee combat much more dynamic, as well as the ability to perfect parry almost every attack. Parrying a human enemy enough times and their stamina will drain, opening them up to execution, meaning a parry master can dominate. In addition to the usual melee and ranged weapons with enhancements and modifiers, you also have magic spells, which include summons, offensive magic, healing magic, and more. The game lets you hot swap 4 arsenals to switch at any time, meaning multi-classing is extremely easy and recommended. Leveling is like a hybrid of Oblivion and Fallout. You have tons of individual things that level up on their own, from cooking to crafting to 200 swords, and as they level, they not only get better, but they also give you XP, and XP is also earned by quests, killing enemies, and so on. Leveling lets you invest 1 point in a stat boost, as well as a constellation-style skill tree, though unlike Skyrim, they aren't gated in any way, meaning you have a lot more freedom to make broken combos. The world itself has some absolutely incredible art design, leaning heavily into its corrupted nobility angle, and the designers clearly loved enormous derelict statues and grand castles falling into decay. And that's really Tainted Grail. I've often wondered why nobody copies Bethesda's RPG format, and yet here we are. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, and don't bother, and Tainted Grail: Fall of Avalon is a fantastic, if rough, little Elder Scrolls clone. I was honestly extremely impressed by not only this game's great art direction, but also how fun the combat was, and how well it hooked me like Oblivion or Skyrim. What's making me hesitate to say go out and buy it right away is the fact that it's currently very buggy, and has a lot of rough edges that still need polish. Despite this, if you can tolerate that, I still think it's absolutely worth playing if you enjoy Bethesda-style RPGs at all.